All right, we are recording. Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, May 6th, and we are here for our weekly Team Game Changers team call. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get started with some recognition and announcements before we start with our guest speaker tonight, Mariah. Okay, and you guys have to tell me if you can see my screen. Good, we can see it? Cool. All right. Okay, so since we did not have a team call last week with us moving, we have 2 weeks of recognition. So like the week ending with Beachbody Weeks ending on Wednesday. So the week ending April 22nd, Mariah was at the top of our leaderboard with a personal volume of 337 and lots of other names up there. And when you see your name up here on this volume board for the week, that is just the personal volume that you have generated in your business by helping people get started with products. So it could be like a reoccurring order, it could be a new order, or it could be your own order. So, and then last week, another new coach, Jessica Kuhn, was at the top of our leaderboard with 300. So congratulations to her. And April Success Club numbers are in. As a team, we changed 13 lives, and Mariah was the leader with 12 Success Club points. So every 2 points represents a life changed. Jessica hit Success Club 5 for the first time, helping 3 new people, and then Laura helped 2 family members get started, and then Stacy and Shelby were also on the board. So that is so awesome. It was like March was such a great month with people wanting an alternative to not being able to go to the gym. So it was a great time to get people started. So congratulations to all of you life changers. And then we are in a new month, and Kelsey has already helped 1 person get started on their journey. So congratulations to her. Just a reminder on Success Club, because I have had some questions about it. So you don't have to just sell a challenge pack to reach Success Club. A challenge pack is worth 2 points, but it also can be any combination of products on HD, so home direct, that equal 90 points. So it could be a Shakeology order, a daily sunshine order, a performance stack, which would be Energize and Recover, or the 3-pack carton of Beach Bars, or just any combination of Beachbody products that equals 90. And then you also need to have your home direct order for that month to earn Success Club. All right, some announcements. Mariah and I were already talking about bod groups. You guys, I know it's so frustrating, and Mariah has had a lot of really good questions. I've been answering questions from my clients. We're still unable to pin posts or pre-schedule posts. I know my app is functioning better, but it is not perfect. And the only thing I know is what I've seen on the Beachbody Champions page from Kevin and from, Tyler, what's his name? My mind is blanking. The guy who does all the training. Okay, never mind. But that they are working on them, and what they were working on first was making sure like clients could get logged in. They were having trouble like setting up their profiles. So there are big, huge PDFs like to show people how to log on if you're using Roku, how to log on with a Fire Stick, how to log on with Apple TV. But I know for us that wasn't our problem because we were like helping our clients with that ahead of time. So I just hope it gets better. And then we have all of those other products. Did you think of it, Tyler?
Kim Carver, is that who you're talking about?
Thank you. I knew it was like a name that could be a guy or a girl. But next week is Mixed Berry Energize, so really excited for that. And I do have a sneak peek group. I will go ahead and post it in the team page. But if you're posting about the new Energize flavor coming out, you can direct people into that sneak peek group so they can get all the information on launch day. And then I have ordered like shaker bottle decals that say, gosh, it's something like with a play on very much. Like I love Energize very much. And then it has like a big strawberry on it. I'll do like some giveaways for those for people who order on that day. So if you want to put your clients or your prospects in that group, just to kind of generate that FOMO. When people see other people ordering, they might want to try the new flavor. That will be on the 18th. Just did want to share the specials for the month, $20 off challenge packs that are for sale over $150, and that is until the end of the month. So these are all graphics that you can share. These particular ones with prices, I wouldn't share like on my story or on my like an Instagram post or a Facebook post, but this is what I would send or share with people when they're ready to get started on picking their package. This is what I would use to show them, like, here's the difference in what you could get with each different bundle. That is how I use these particular ones. And then kind of a fun Mother's Day sale that's going on is with the Beachbody Collagen. I have used it, and if you haven't heard about it, the difference is it is collagen peptides. So you need much smaller serving size than you would with a traditional collagen that you might find like in a health food store or at the store. And then it is also made to not just, Tyler, do you remember how like they explain this? Like not just that, it's not just replacing, but it's regenerating. Is that how
You're not just supplementing, you're actually helping your own body to create its own. So like for every piece, every one, whatever they measure it in of collagen that you take, your body now creates that same amount of collagen. So you're getting double the amount for your money.
Yes, thank you. So that is on sale for 10% off around Mother's Day. This is a great option, the home gym bundle, for people who are just getting started on VOD and they don't have a lot of equipment or they don't want to invest in weights. They bundled together all of our like home gym products together in one bundle, and you can add those on for that $39.95 onto challenge packs and Shakeology packs. So again, great while gyms are open or are not open, or where people are not wanting to visit gyms, or if they're wanting to get started with a product. So that would be like everything you would need right there to do Shift Shop, 80-Day Obsession, 21-Day Fix, 21-Day Fix Extreme for sure. And then I'm very excited for this. It's not out yet. It's be out on May 20th, but it's called the Weekender Kit. And basically it's just like a kit of things you could take with you in a traditional summer when we can travel for the weekend. So it'll be a stick of energized lemon, a stick of energized fruit punch, 2 packets of Recover, a packet of Hydrate, and then one of each of the 3 Beach Bar flavors. So that would be like a good thing also to buy, like if you just wanted to try a product or to use as a prize for a client, or to share a sample with a client without having to buy like the whole box of whatever. So that's a cool thing that is coming. But now we are to the meat of the call. It is something I am very excited about. I have an introduction that I want to share on Mariah from Kelsey. It is Kelsey's birthday, and she regrets that she was not able to get on because I think they're doing like a social distancing party for her tonight. But I do want to share it because Mariah has been part of our Team Game Changers team since the new year. And so this is from Kelsey. Mariah is a small town North Dakota girl. She graduated high school and went to college and graduated with the ability to change lives, including her own. Mariah had reached out last year and joined Beachbody as a customer. I, Kelsey, haggled with Mariah as I knew her potential and ability to connect with so many people. Fast forward, Mariah finally said yes to coaching and has flourished in this business and has taken steps to further her love for health, wellness, and fitness. If I could choose 3 words to describe Mariah, I would pick brave, resilient, and powerful. I know through her sharing her story tonight, you will see why I chose these 3 words. So when she sent that to me, I just thought those were great words. I love following your story, Mariah. Your posts are spot on and so filled with truth, and they speak to me, and I know they will speak to others. So we are going to give you the floor. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and then you can take it away. All right.
Um,
Thank you. You're just going to start by like sharing your story, right? And then go
yeah,
into,
cool. Yeah, I guess. Thank you, Kelsey. First of all, that was, I don't know what to say. I love all of those words that you used. I don't, there's, I guess my whole life, brave was not something that I really considered myself to be. There's been a lot of fear in almost everything that I've done, and it's kept me from doing a lot of things that and I don't like to use the word should, but things that I knew were good for me that I was avoiding on purpose, I guess. And wellness in its totality is exactly what I mean when I say that. I grew up in a super small town, and health and wellness that's like not a thing. That wasn't a thing where I grew up. A thing was figuring out a way to spend your weekend, way to cure boredom. And it wasn't hardly ever, I don't think I can think of one person that was like a fitness junkie or health conscious or mindful, or yoga was something that floofy people from New York did and paid too much money to do, and all of these things. And so all the people around me, all the adults around me who I was learning from, basically instilled in me. I mean, like, I heard everywhere, like, get your calcium, like protein's great, and then I started dabbling with vegetarianism when I was 16, and oh my Lord, that shouldn't have been talked about in my small town. And so anything that I tried to do, even just for my moral compass at that point, I wasn't really doing it for like health conscious, reasons. It was more like the toxic reasons why a lot of young girls go on certain diets or do or don't eat certain things, or whatever. And so I think I was really confused my whole life about wellness and what that meant, especially physical wellness. I kind of rejected it. It just wasn't for me. So I thought, and fast forward, I guess, like, I played volleyball in high school. I wasn't really a big sports person. I'm 5'3". I'm really short. And to be honest, the way that I grew up wasn't in a very stable or healthy environment, I guess, my home included. It was very confusing to grow up in. You know, I just to blanket it, I say um, a normal, abnormal family. That's, we all have different stories, but it was really hard to try and stay focused on treating myself well, my body well. So I did like one act plays and did other things to express myself, but I didn't do sports. And then I wasn't very active in college. Um, I was seeing this guy in college for like 3 years, and he was such a fitness and health nut. And I was with him for like years, and I was like rejecting his idea of fitness and eating well. And I didn't really understand any of it because I didn't grow up that way. I thought he was being full of himself. And I thought that fitness was for people that wanted to show off at the gym. And it wasn't about, you know, inside myself. It wasn't about my own wellness. It was about like, do I want to go flaunt certain things to certain people? And I didn't like the way that felt either. So I avoided the gym. I don't know. I got thinking that way, and choosing to avoid wellness in like, mental wellness, emotional wellness, spiritual wellness, physical wellness, like all of those areas in my life were extremely lacking. I didn't really have a lot of strong role models to turn to. I mean, I had a lot of other people that I looked up to and wanted to be like in way other opposite realms of how to behave. And so I ended up following that crowd for a really long time. I kind of hit my rock bottom. I got deeper and deeper into really, really unhealthy, very, very toxic friendships and relationships. And when I say toxic, I am not, I never, it is not judging anyone or putting any of what I've done, any of my actions that I have done or haven't done on anybody else. That just means to me when I say that I was really sick. And I think a lot of the people that I hung around with were also really sick and very unhappy. And I don't think any of us knew how to get through life. So I think we all, clung on to that, that we had that in common, but it wasn't healthy. And I was more comfortable being in a fog and then than being brave, as Kelsey described me. So that word means so much to me when people explain or describe me that way. I shake my head because I'm like, I don't know that girl, but it's me. Because I did hit my rock bottom less than a year ago, and it was life-changing, I guess, to be extremely benign about it. And I had a major wake-up call, several of them in a row, pummeling into me. I didn't really have a choice. I dealt with some really low moments. I live with anxiety and depression, and I was having, thoughts of, ending my life and amongst many other things. And it was just, I was so confused, and I didn't really know how I got to that place. But I just ended up, it was either do everything that I could, take the very last bit of grit that I possibly had at all in me, if I had any, and try to do something about it, or take that route that I was pondering on. And that scared me so bad. And I think between the love and the support that I was rejecting it at first. I was confused. I didn't understand why anybody supported me or wanted me to get help or anything. I didn't get it, just because I had talked myself into such a dark place that I ended up accepting help. And I made a lot of major life changes extremely quickly, and it's bizarre to think of my life today. Where I'm at today is like a year ago, like Facebook or Snapchat for me, it'll say a year ago today, and it wants to replay your memories. Right now is a very interesting time, a difficult time for me, because the girl's face in those pictures, holy crap, it's not me. It's a girl that needs help, and I ended up reaching out to Kelsey. It was probably not even a month of me trying to, I guess, to just put a blanket statement on it, live substance free. I quit drinking, anything like that. I remember thinking I remember thinking just at the bare minimum, Mariah, all we're going to do is just drink enough water for the day. We're just going to start with 8 glasses of water because someone told me once that my body would appreciate it if I just fed it water. We're just going to start there. And it was just my starting point. And about a month later, I knew that there was more that I could do. And instead of just stopping doing the bad things, I wanted to hold on to that recovery and that wellness that I know that I needed to find. And so instead of just stopping the bad things, I wanted to find good things. And so, I reached out to Kelsey, and at that point, I think she was my coach. She's probably been my coach for, a while. I lost my membership and stuff because I think she made fun of me when I signed up under her last year because I had the DVDs of 21 Day Fix. So it was that long ago that I signed up for Beachbody, and it was not the right way. I did it because I hated my body. I was unhappy with myself. I was scolding myself. It was a punishment to work out because of what I ate earlier in the day. And it was not a positive experience. And that has nothing to do with Beachbody. That was my own interpretation of why I needed to do 3 workouts in a day and not eat food and lose the pounds, and shame on me. And so of course, with that mentality, nothing sticks when you're doing it for the wrong reasons. So it didn't stick. And then years went by, and then I reached back out to Kelsey, and I told her that I saw her positive posts and her body positivity and her messages that she was carrying forward, and that she was doing Beachbody still. And it kind of surprised me. So she got me signed up just as a customer. And I did that June till September or so. The 21 Day Fix, didn't make it through. I fell off, and then I started 21 Day Fix again, less than a month later, finished it. Started 21 Day Fix Extreme, finished it, and I was like, okay, I can start and finish a project. This is cool. I can commit. What is this about? And after that, like the energy that you get and the determination that you have to complete something, and it's something that was good for me, and at that point, months had gone by, and I was still pretty like shaky and like making good choices for myself, but I knew that that was something that I could do, to stick to a program, at least 21 days. And then in December, I became a coach and asked so many questions. It was insane. I was worried she would think I was very annoying. And she was really gentle and awesome with all my questions and really helpful. And I started recruiting people under me pretty quickly. And I think I did that just authentically. I think with just sharing a small part of my story and having people that already, they've seen me on social media for years, posting, certain content or pictures or whatever, and then to see the 180 that I had been kind of posting extremely different content and pictures of myself and the changes that had been happening with my emotional and mental state, and then my physical state changed so quickly, with eating right and not drinking, and drinking water and doing Beachbody workouts, and being committed to that, and drinking Shakeology, and it was just such a change. And I think being the proof of the product is my secret weapon. I think it was just something that I didn't even know that I was doing. It just, obviously I stuck to the program, I stuck to my nutrition, and I tried to be mindful on why I was choosing these things, and that it was for the right reason. And it wasn't because I disliked myself. It was because I believed that my body deserved strength, because the rest of me deserves strength finally. And I've had strength all along. It's just that I'm finally tapping into it. I don't know. And then sharing more and more like before and after pictures. They're kind of, when I came across the most recent one that I posted, I was like, what? But like, it's so weird because I'm still that girl in my mind. Like I get really confused. Like the other day, actually, here's like a fun, cool thing. I went into, well, not the other day, it was before quarantine started, but I went into TJ Maxx and I found a pair of jeans and I brought them to the dressing room, and I was super confused because they were way too big. And I was like, what? Okay, so what is my size? So I went back and I grabbed the two smaller sizes down, and they still were too small, or they were too big, I mean. And I was just like super disoriented, like with my body. I was like, okay, I haven't bought jeans in a really long time, but what size am I? And I ended up walking out of there with size jeans that I wore in high school. I was like, okay, but it's fit and healthy. It's not doing it the wrong way. And I'm so proud to say that. I've never really been in this point in my life. And I think sharing with people that Beachbody has done that for me, and knowing that I can share openly. I'm not afraid to explain that I live with anxiety. It's kind of like debilitating sometimes. And so the idea of, if I would have started this fitness journey, and if I would have signed up for a typical gym membership, there's no way I would have stuck with it. And I would have even stuck with my recovery and my wellness that I really wanted to find. And there's no way that I would have found the results physically, or mentally, or anything that I would have now. And I know that starting in my living room with the blinds closed was how I needed to start my fitness journey, absolutely, until I gained the confidence, and seeing the results. And so that's kind of how I spread my message to my potential team members, and people that they're trying to hear, what's your secret? And I'm like, it's not a secret. I just changed my mindset. And, I had to start to be gentle with myself. And I just try and be really open and honest about my journey, with everybody, with friends, or, even not even if they're like wondering what kind of fitness I do, if it's just, how did you stick to not, drinking alcohol, or how do you stick to your nutrition? Like, do you eat chocolate sometimes? I get like the strangest questions. I'm like, yeah, I just ate a whole cheesecake today. I mean, what? No, I did not do that. Everything in moderation. But it's just kind of, to me, I guess if someone is watching this that doesn't know what to say, or doesn't know even what program maybe to recommend to certain people, if you're talking to a friend or somebody that doesn't know Beachbody and doesn't have any familiarity, what I recommend always to people, especially women, because I think it's more up their alley, I guess, and just in general, I would say, is the Bar Blend program. Because at least like the spirituality wrapped into that, like, changed my life. I needed that so badly in December, and that's when I became a coach. And there were times where I would be finishing the workout, and it's hard. It's so difficult. Like, it just because okay. And I thought it was ballet mixed with Pilates. So I'm like, cool, it's going to be an easier workout. I can commit. No, I was dying after every workout, and in a good way. I was extremely exhausted, but there were times that I'd like break down and like start crying at the end of the workout. And it's just between the message and the physical exhaustion, and then the spiritual message that Elise gives, I just, I started to fall in love with trainers specifically too. I fell in love with Autumn. She's kind of my first boot camp coach, where she's like, get up, do it. You can do it. You're stronger than you think. And there's all those messages thrown in with every, the real-time videos that are, and I swear I hear it. It's not just like, you're stronger than you think. And they don't just mean like my biceps, they mean, all of the other aspects of wellness. And I just think that that's something really super cool that Beachbody does for me. Every trainer that I've done a program with, I'm on Lift 4 right now with a whole team. I recruited like literally a whole new team. And a lot of them, I think after being authentic to myself and being, instead of being scared like I'm used to being, and being brave and showing that I am resilient and this is working for me, and explaining the truth behind my story instead of like, I don't know, I just like lost a few pounds, like try this workout program. Just being real about like how my recovery journey and my wellness journey started in the first place. A lot of strangers and acquaintances and now friends, trusted me to jump on board and be on my team. And that was the coolest thing. It's still really cool. I'm really grateful. I would have never, I would never be in the spot that I'm at without many, many things that changed my life, and people that have changed my life, but Kelsey and Beachbody being like extremely at the top. So I'm just thankful that you even asked me to speak. That's super cool. I was confused. I was like, is she messaging the right person? And then I had to check my imposter syndrome. And, because like I mentioned, it's, a year ago today, I didn't even know that I even wanted to change my life a year ago today. So it's been fast, and it's been a lot of change really quickly. And I'm really just trying to hold on. So yeah, I don't know.
That's amazing. Like, all those words that Kelsey used to describe you, you just like told us why she thinks those things. But there's so many parts of your story, like when I'm listening to you talk. I mean, when you post, I see myself in some of the things you say, like some parallels. But just hearing you today, I'm like, oh, and like Tyler's on, so he knows the struggles I go through. But like, I needed to hear that stuff because it is easy to forget where you came from and how far you have come, and that why you started. Like, I started this too because I hated my body. And then I found results and I started loving my body. And now I'm kind of back into the hate part. And that's why I'm not getting anywhere. Like, I'm doing it for the wrong reason. And when you talked about how like how every trainer speaks to you differently and how you have your favorites. I think that's what Sunday night was for me. Like, I love Morning Meltdown 100. I was on day 28. I didn't want to quit it, but I need Shaun T in my life right now. Like, do I want to do a 55-minute workout every day? Nope. Like, today was hard. Like, I had to quit. I had to modify. But then at the end, I listened to a 5-minute like little YouTube video he did, and I'm like, it was all about you can do hard shit. And I'm like, that is why I'm doing this right now. Like, not because it's easy, not because I've done it before, because even at 39, I can do a 55-minute workout, even if I have to stop and swear and modify. Like, I can do hard things in a workout and in life. And that's kind of where I'm at in life right now. So it's what I need. So thank you.
That's cool. That like that is just the most important thing, I think, to like to recruit new team members and then to get them to stay is to check in with them and revisit that idea that wellness is not seeing the number go down on the scale and then being happy with yourself. It's, understanding that you deserve better for yourself, and that's why you're moving forward.
For sure.
It's difficult to even begin that thought, and to even like start to think that that's even a thing. But sometimes, honestly, in the beginning, I just had to be like, apparently I'm worth it. I don't know. And just go, and eventually it turns into, just repeat it enough times and it starts to be real.
But I love that you like recognize that at the beginning. It's kind of like what got you started and kept you going. Yeah. When you were talking, like you mentioned like the word authentic, you're like, I just am authentic. Is that like you had an amazing month in March? Do you just attribute it to like you sharing and people finally trusting you because of what you share and just being like your real self? And are they all doing Lift 4 with you?
Yeah, all the people that I recruited are doing Lift 4 with me. Well, so I recruited quite a few people in March. I think with my story, the before and after photos are, I think, motivating for a lot of people, which is super cool that I have those tools. But if I wouldn't have started or stuck with Beachbody, there would be no after photo or like progress photo. So I think, yeah, being like the proof of the product is like, you can't just like wake up and be like, I decided I'm going to be the proof. Like you have to literally be it. You have to prove it. You have to be authentic in the proof. So I just started, I don't know, I shared that. And I think a lot of the people that became teammates with me, a few of them, I think 4 or 5 of them that signed up, 4 of them aren't on Lift 4 with me right now. So my team is, I think, 5 people or so for Lift 4 that have like signed up, in the past or just recently just for this program. But then I've already been talking about a program I'm doing next and like asking around like who wants to do what to see like, I don't really care. At this point, I'm not going to do what I want to do. I want to do what the most people want to do. So like if they want to do 21 day fix after this, like then I'll do it too, just to like show them that like I will show up for them and I'm like ready, just to, if I'm that motivation for them to make sure that like their coach is on their first program with them, then I'll do it.
That's awesome. Tyler, did you have anything? I know like you follow Mariah too, and just like the mental health aspect I know speaks to both of us. Yep.
And I think that you talked about the before and after picture being an important tool for you, and it is, absolutely is, but it's more, that's what stops, the world is about scrolling. That's what stops the scroll, but your authenticity is why people are joining you. It's not the before and after picture. That's what makes people go, whoa, let's see what this is about. But it's how awesomely authentic you are, both on your posts and tonight in this call. You're real. You're 100% real, both the bad and the good. And that's what people follow, because everyone has a story, and it's not your story, but it's got parallels to your story, I'm sure. And everyone has shit in their life that they want to overcome, and you have overcome it, but you're not forgetting about it. And I think that's a huge thing for people to see. So good for you. It's awesome.
Thanks.
You talked about like struggling with like anxiety and depression. Like, how do you balance it all? So like you're working, you're coaching, you're working on your personal training certification, recovery in itself. Like, I'm not recovering from alcoholism, but I'm recovering from lots of other things. Like, it takes a lot of effort. How do you do it all? Do you have a routine? How do you find balance?
I will refrain from laughing because I have no idea. I mean, I've always been a planner kind of person, like literally like writing in a planner, but also like that also I know I realized I think like way back when I was like a teen that when I write something down, my anxiety can be on that page and I can go forward and live my life. And I can come back to the page and remember what I need to remember instead of like have a basket case in my head all day. And so, yeah, just doing that. And then, I mean, I have my routine. Like I mentioned, like being the proof or whatever. I just, with Shakeology too, like I started drinking Shakeology every day and I like so hardcore believe in this product. It's unbelievable. Like I use it as a meal replacement. So for breakfast, that's what I have. And then I snack literally all day long. I can't control myself. But when I snack, it's like a handful of almonds or like red peppers with hummus or like a clementine or something. Like it's, I'm eating constantly. But that Shakeology for breakfast is like, I swear it kickstarts my day. And immediately in the morning, if I take the time to blend it up in the blender or whatever it is, that right there is a jump start to my brain to go, she's already treating us the best that she can, like, and it's the coolest start to my day, like knowing that I'm feeding my body the best thing possible for it just to like start. And it's hard to do anything that doesn't match that throughout my day. I really just want to keep that level playing field. I don't know. It's really awesome being a coach because I feel like I can't not work out. It's that accountability is like something fierce now. And I think that's a huge reason why I chose to be a coach, because I knew if I was a customer or like someone's team member that if I didn't post one day, like the whole team wasn't going to fall. That it was easier to like justify me quitting. Yeah, honestly, I am unsure how I juggle it all sometimes. I have days where I take the whole day off of work because I need to recoup. But also I found out pretty early on, I think, which is a big reason why I reached out to Kelsey in the first place, is that working out, it gave my anxiety something to do and somewhere to go. And so the fidgety, the crazy racing brain, the overthinking, the future tripping, the past thinking, like for me, like I read a quote, something, I'm going to butcher it, so I won't even attempt, but it was something like thinking in the past is depression, thinking in the future is anxiety. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, cool. Like I do both all of the time. And when I'm working out, like when I can't breathe because I'm doing way too many burpees, like there's no choice but to literally be present. And so to know that I'm doing something that like my heart and my circulation and my brain, like they're loving that I'm working them. And so I'm helping my body, but I'm also helping like my mindset all at the same time. Because when I'm done, and not only did like those actual endorphins go through my body, like the physical, like it's also like the proud factor. Like I am a beast, like, I crush that, or whatever it is. Back to routine. And it's so hard, Lindy, for me to like see both of you guys have an amazing family and like keep it all going. Plus you're like in the middle of a move. What's going on? And then okay, cool. Nice to meet you, new teacher, like out of nowhere on top of all these other things. Like I have no clue how you do it. So I'm a single woman living alone with my cat. And I have a ton of things to juggle, between my full-time job, and then I work on my recovery. In my mind daily, but I sit down to write and do work, weekly. And then, yeah, my workouts and my wellness, and I make sure that I'm meal prepping and eating well, and all that is, I think, just choosing myself first. And that's not easy for everybody to say. It's not easy for everybody to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that. And I think, like I admire you for what you do, and you acknowledge like, like what we're doing here, like moving, homeschooling or distance learning or whatever, distance teaching for Tyler. But I talked to this with some girls last night on a Bible study, is that this is why I'm so passionate about self-care and wellness and taking care of yourself, is we're in the middle of a global pandemic right now. Just like you said, I kind of felt like I haven't skipped a beat. Plus I'm dealing with lots of stuff in my personal life, like with a move, transitioning, like,
yeah.
Plus I have a lot of family stuff, like that toxicity you were talking about, that I'm working through and healing and therapy every week. And it's a lot, but like, I've never felt better. Like me and my family, we're thriving because I call it training for life. Like 5.5 years ago, we started training for life, and we started like taking the bad times with the good times and figuring out how just to deal with right now and how to take care of ourselves. And that needed to take precedent over anything else. In order for me to be a good wife, mom, coach, anything, I need to take care of myself, and that's not selfish. And when I check in with like my clients and my coaches during this pandemic, like everyone is doing really well. I mean, yeah, there's hard days and there's days that suck, and there's days you want to, like throw your kids out the window because they're not wanting to do school or whatever, or you miss your normal life before this. But everyone is doing really well because they learn to take care of themselves. And I'm like I did that. I helped them do that because I helped myself first, and then I helped Tyler do it. And it changed the trajectory of our whole family. And that is why I'm passionate about it, because this isn't the last time we'll have a global pandemic. Like, I think we'll go through this again. And if it's not this, it's going to be something else. Like, we have to learn to like live through hard times. So I just respect you so much, and like your vulnerability and sharing with us. I just feel like we have like a lot in common, and you really spoke to me. And so I know you will speak to the other coaches on our team who watch this replay. So thank you so much for taking time. I know Wednesdays are a crazy day for you, like they are for me. I have to take like a huge nap on Wednesdays after therapy, so I get it. So I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule and speaking with us tonight.
I'm just really grateful that you asked me to speak. Yeah, I mean, I'm not kidding when I was like, are you sure she's got the right girl? Like, should I be speaking? And then I'm like, I haven't been a coach for that long. I don't know why she's calling on me. I'm really confused. And then you were like, you're at Success Club 12 or whatever.
That was so funny. You're like, what's that?
I was like, can I ask what that means? And then I was like, do I win something? What is that? I'm confused. I was just over here like recruiting people and just trying to like pull people in, because I'm like, I love how much Beachbody changed my life. And being a coach, for me, it's not just being a fitness coach. Like I'm not like gonna be all like jazzed when someone can do like how many push-ups. Like, I mean, that's super awesome, but I'm here to change lives too. Like, that's why I think we get along so well.
That's awesome. I know when I like
say something, Lindy.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to do like with the business, Mariah, but I can say that listening to this tonight, I'm thinking this should be on the national wake up call. Like this, you should be speaking to more than the two of us and more than the people in this group. And so what I'm saying to you is you can take this as far as you want with your vulnerability, your willingness to share, and all of the things that you bring to the table. You could take this as far as you want. I hesitate to say that to some people because they're like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm scared of that. And so I don't know what you want to do with it, but I can see this going a long ways for you. So it's whatever you want to make out of it.
That means
That's
the
all.
world to me. That is what I want to do.
And before Tyler started talking, that's what I was actually going to say. Is I remember when I met you on that Getting Started Right call in January, and I kind of said like what my vision was for my life, like what I wanted to do with public speaking and hosting a podcast or whatever. You're like, we need to talk about that because that's what I want to do too. So here you are, like a mini stepping stone to doing that, but like you need to do that. And either when you have a podcast, you can ask me to be on it, and when we have our podcast, we'll ask you to be on it.
Yes, I'm all about it. Yeah.
Cool. Does anyone have anything else? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.